guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do something a little bit different, but that I'm really excited about. It is of course a new year, but this video is going to be kind of, I don't know, a little bit maybe inspirational, maybe interesting, maybe fun, maybe thought-provoking, I don't know. I just really want to kind of like, I just want to kind of set the stage for like a really good year this year, and I know that a lot of you want to do the same. A lot of people make New Year's resolutions. I tend to kind of make resolutions, but I feel like when I call it a resolution I always fail, and so I'm tending to like stray from that a little bit. I do have goals for sure and things that I definitely want to like start doing more of. I mean, they're basically resolutions. I'm just not calling them that because it freaks me out. It's too much pressure, okay? Any kind of resolution that someone could make usually is something that they're doing in an attempt to be happier overall, generally in life, happier with themselves, happier with their job, happier with their friends, happier with their family, whatever it is. It's usually an attempted step toward happiness. So I want to just kind of come out with it and just say, like, instead of just setting goals or challenges for yourself that'll get you to the life that you want, I wanted to just brainstorm some ways that you can actually just make yourself happy and just have more happiness in your life and just more positivity. And I don't know, I think it's kind of a good thing to think of all year round, but especially when you want to get off to the right start in the beginning. So let's get started. I have 10 tips / ideas for how to be happy in the new year. So if you want to hear what they are, then, you know, listen. The first one, let's see, how did I word it? Give / invest in / help others. Things like generosity of words, paying people compliments, you know, bringing someone a meal, giving someone a ride, whatever it may be. One of the things that I really like to do is to, like, either when I meet somebody or when I see someone I haven't seen in a long time, or just whatever, just in a conversation, I always try to, like, you know, think about something that I really like about that person, whether it's something about their appearance, like their makeup look, their sweater, their hair, whatever it is, or something about their personality, or something about, you know, whatever. I mean, something about them that I really like or admire, and I tell them. I have to make a conscious effort because sometimes I just think it in my head, like I'm like, oh my gosh, she has amazing hair, and I won't say anything out loud. But lately, in the past few years, I've made more of an effort to come out with the things that I think about somebody, because I think about when someone like gives me a compliment or says like, I really like your, you know, outfit or whatever. Like, that's so, it just makes you feel so happy inside, you know? And like, you can really brighten somebody's day doing that. So, and I just have a theory that so many people have so many good thoughts about other people in their heads that those people will never know about. So I try to let those people know about those thoughts because, you know, like I said, if I have something in my head that could really make somebody's day, I really think that I should give it to that person. Does that make sense? Okay, the second one is one of my favorites and one that I don't get to do very often, but it is to sing. And I am not a good singer, but I love to sing just when I can just sing to a song that I love, or that just like gets me pumped up, or whatever it is, just something that speaks to me. So I don't usually sing in the shower unless like nobody's home who's gonna judge me, but I really love when I have a chance to blast my music in my car and just sing at the top of my lungs. Obviously, I have 2 small kids. One is an infant and one is a 5-year-old, so I don't get to do that very often just because I'm not gonna go like blowing their eardrums out. But whenever they're both not in the car, if Taylor has them or my parents have them for whatever and I'm driving somewhere, I will take that opportunity to crank my music and just sing. And I don't care if anyone next to me thinks I'm insane, because it's just, it feels so good and it's so fun, and it's just like, it's like a release of like energy that you don't get to get out in any other way. It's a specific type of energy. I don't know how to explain it, but it really does make me happy. It brightens my day. It makes me smile and like laugh at my weirdness, and I don't know. You should try it. Especially if you don't have kids, do it every day, man. The third one is to do something you love. When I first had Levi, I kind of went through this time where like I was staying home with him. I was like by myself most of the day, and by myself I mean like with an infant, but it's not like you can talk to an infant, and it's not like, you know, you miss having conversation and you miss like engaging in something. I really needed to have something that was mine and something that I love to do and that I could use to express myself, and makeup was that thing for me. It's something I've loved for as long as I can remember, and so I just started like picking it back up again and doing it, and that's when I started my YouTube channel. I started freelancing, I started doing weddings, I went to esthetician school, like all these things to just maintain that thing that was mine that I loved and still love. And that's what I still do. And even though I have 2 kids and, like I said, an infant, I still make sure that there's time for this and for the thing that I love to do, because otherwise, I mean, that's how you keep your sanity, especially as a mom. Whatever it is that you love to do, make sure that you take time to do that thing, because it really just rejuvenates you and makes you feel more optimistic about the other parts of life that maybe aren't as fun, but it kind of helps you get through those, if that makes sense. My next one is to tell the truth always. And I wrote in my notes, I wrote, honesty makes your soul feel light, which is so true. Like if I think back to like my childhood, whenever, on the rare occasions that I ever told a lie, because I have like a really overactive conscience, like I just can't lie. I have no desire to, and I cannot do it. But whenever I did, I just remember feeling awful. Even in my adult life, if there's something that I feel like I should tell someone and I haven't gotten a chance to, I just feel like heavy and like burdened and just, oh, so icky. So I feel like if you're just honest and like forthcoming with things and just open with people, you just feel so much lighter. Like you don't have to carry around this weight of this like information that you should be giving someone, or a truth that someone deserves, or, you know, things like that. It really does make a big difference. It also gets rid of like mental clutter that you might be holding on to. So I highly encourage you to just like be more conscious of that. Number 5, and this is gonna sound kind of weird, but it is to cry. And I don't necessarily mean like think about something depressing and like pinch yourself to try to make yourself cry or whatever, but you know, like read an inspirational story, watch a freaking episode of Ellen, like that'll do it for me half the time, you know, whatever it is. But something, usually it's best if it like makes you cry in a good way, but even if it's just sadness, like sometimes you just need to cry and then you feel better afterward and then you can kind of move on. This isn't something that you should do all the time, because like that might get a little bit sad, but you know, like I probably do this every like maybe a couple times a month, and I don't even do it on purpose. I just find it happening where I'll hear something on the radio or see something on, you know, like I said, Ellen or like Humans of New York or something, where I'll just have to like have a cry for a second and then I'll be fine and I'll feel better and I'll just kind of move on. But it's something that it's like, it's therapeutic a little bit. These are just ideas, guys. You don't have to do all of them, but they're all things that I either do, want to do, or try to do. Number 6 is to have a sense of humor / be able to laugh at yourself. That is a huge, huge one, and I feel like there was a time in my life where I kind of discovered that that was something I needed to be able to do, and I kind of like taught myself how to be able to laugh at myself when I trip and fall on my face, because it happens all the freaking time, or you know, when something embarrassing happens, or whatever. I mean, just to be able to be lighthearted, you know, it really does wonders for just the way that you feel and your mood and even your confidence. The next one may sound kind of like depressing, but it really, really isn't, and it isn't meant to be, but it is to have low or no expectations. What I mean by this is just like being delighted by every good thing that comes your way, but not ever expecting amazing things, or you know, not going into an experience expecting something or expecting your life to be changed, because your expectations can really, really outweigh reality sometimes. They can really just get blown out of proportion, and then you're disappointed by reality. And when you take expectations in one hand and reality in the other hand, only one of them is actually real, right? So you want the reality to be more enjoyable than the expectations, and sometimes that just means having no expectations or having low expectations. And that doesn't mean like, oh, I think today is gonna be awful, oh, I think this vacation's gonna suck. It just means like, be excited to be in the moment that you're in and excited to see what comes next, but not to a point where you're gonna be disappointed no matter what way it goes. Like I literally almost never feel disappointment ever, because I have just worked really hard in my mind to get to a place where I don't have high expectations. And like I said, it's not in a depressing way, it's just in like a really neutral way. Does that kind of make sense? I just feel like a lot of people that I see who are like really bummed about something, or you know, chronically bummed about things, it's because they have such expectations for life or for specific experiences or specific relationships or specific people, and and those things cannot live up to their expectations. So that's just something that I try to do, and I find that it really does help with like the happiness factor. This next one is one of my favorites. This is number 8, and it is to get someone to tell you a story from their life and actually listen. So anytime that you have an opportunity to be around family members, especially ones that maybe are like older than you, or you haven't had a lot of opportunities to interact with lately, or whatever it may be, or even elderly people, even kids, get them to tell you a story, some piece of them, some piece of their lives, piece of their family, something that is important to them. And it feels so good to draw that out of somebody, because it makes them feel good to tell it, and then it's encouraging to hear, and it just really like shapes your view of the world in such an interesting way. Next one is to do something for someone or something who can do nothing for you in return. There's like some quote about that I don't remember it, but that's the basic idea. Is either like someone younger than you who, you know, can't do anything for you in return, someone who is disadvantaged, someone who is just like really low and just needs help or needs support or needs love or needs just like some kind of helping hand or kind gesture. Just give kindness to someone who either can't do anything in return or you don't ever expect anything in return from. That really does just put a smile on your face, and it makes the world a better world to live in. And I think if everyone did that, that's a lot of people, a lot of good deeds, a lot of kindness, and it would just really outshine all the darkness and negativity and meanness in this world. And the last one is so important. It is so important, and it is to face your fears. And I'm not talking about like if you're afraid of spiders, let one crawl all over your face or something, because I'm never gonna do that. Let's just be real. But it's more like if you're afraid of failure, or if you're afraid of success, or if you are afraid of a dream that you have that you really want to chase after, but you're like, if I am not able to make this come true, I'm just going to be devastated. If you're afraid of something that is keeping you from more happiness or potential happiness, go for it. Face it. Do it. Give it a try. I have a rule for myself where I cannot I really try to stick to this. I can't like flake out of things that make me nervous or make me anxious, or new experiences that maybe could lead somewhere, or could be exciting, could be enjoyable, could be life-changing, but also at the same time like kind of make me a little scared. I try so hard, especially in recent years, to make myself just say yes, and then in the time between saying yes and the time between it actually happens, make myself okay with it, even though I may not be in the beginning. And I've learned a lot, and I've gained a lot of just confidence, and really gained a lot of just bravery in that kind of way, where I'm not as afraid of those things. And I just think it's a really good growing experience, and a good thing to kind of make yourself do to step outside your box. So that is it for my 10 tips for being happy. What did I call this? 10 ways to be happy in the new year. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys found it interesting, or like I said, thought-provoking, or I hope it gave you some ideas and just some encouragement. Let me know if you guys have any other ideas. I would absolutely love to talk about this with you guys. Let me know down below. And if you have not subscribed already, I would love to have you do so and join the family. I have the best viewers on the internet, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!